Shit on the shelf, cause the way the real wealth is being real with self. Might not have to see the glory of the coming of the left. I can't do it by myself, so I'm asking for help. It's time to switch it up, put the hip shit on the shelf, cause the way the real wealth is being real with self. Might not have to see the glory of the coming of the left. I can't do it by myself, so I'm asking for help. Money, money, money. That's all you got to say. Being wealthy. I know you know. Like Kanye West says, having money is not everything, not having it is. No, Deuteronomy 8:18 says God gives us the ability to create wealth. No, it's the love of money that's involved. You know what? Money so much. Why you get up and go to work? Yeah, I do in your phone. One of the things that we think I'm just trying to leave a legacy for my kids. Not everything, but when you got it, you can do some cool stuff. And now, your host for Talking Money in the Morning, financial health mentor to the working class, H Cortez.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to Talking Money in the Morning Live with your main man, H Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor to the Black community, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur. Coming to you live and direct from the Black Wealth Movement Studios here in St. Louis, Missouri. If you're not familiar with the Black Wealth Movement, guys, we are coming together. Black folks are starting to get it. Now, don't get it twisted, man, because the Black folks in your circle are not starting to get it. I'm telling you, Black folks are starting to get it in pockets all over this country. And we're starting to, like my man George Fraser say, we're starting to connect the dots. So if you want to learn how to build wealth using the five killer principles that all wealth builders use: number one, entrepreneurship; number two, tax minimization; number three, debt elimination; number four, credit education; and number five, investment education, then you want to consider joining the Black Wealth Movement, and we want to help you do that. If you want more information, go to blackwealthmovement2017.com. You'll see a presentation there that kind of goes over what it is that we do, who we are, and how we do it. And if it makes sense to you, get back with the person who directed you to that website and let them know you want them to pay it forward for you to get rocking and rolling. Do me a huge favor. If you're checking us out on Periscope, go ahead and invite your followers and share it on Twitter. Same thing with you guys on YouTube. Grab the link, share it on your favorite social media timeline. We are at 9:30. I'm trying to push to 1,000 subscribers by the end of this month, guys. So if you have not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Same with you guys on Facebook. Share it on your wall. Give me the likes and thumbs up. That lets Facebook know we have quality content, and they will spread the message to more and more people. That's how we compete with the ratchetness that lives all over Facebook. And do me a favor, if you have not already gone to the YouTube channel and hit subscribe, go to YouTube and search Financial Health Mentor, and you will see my channel. Hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to push to 1,000 subscribers this month. Now, you guys know who the show is for. I'm not going to get into that today because we have a short show today. I actually got to get on the road here in a second. But let's just get right into these 7 moral and spiritual principles. If you missed Tuesday's show, we went over the first 4. Number 1, seek spiritual growth. 7 moral and spiritual principles of success, according to Dr. George C. Fraser. And we're doing a study out of this book, Race for Success. I was at a vending event and somebody had this book on their table for $5, man. So I had to grab it. Right? $5. So we're going to get into some of the principles because I'm actually going to read a lot of stuff from this book today and give you these other 3 principles. Right. Principle number 1, seek spiritual growth. A lot of times we neglect our spiritual man. A lot of times we stay in a spiritual box, so to speak, because of religion. Right. Don't let religion trap you into stunting your spiritual growth. Don't let religion stunt your spiritual growth. Right. You got to trust me on that. Go back to Tuesday's show and take a look. We really went in deep and broke that down, right? Number 2, give first, share always. Guys, you want the law of reciprocity working in your life. You want the law of reciprocity working in your life. We talked about the quote from the book said, a closed hand won't let anything in, neither can it pick anything up. A closed fist can't let anything in, neither can it pick anything up. The law of reciprocity: give first, Share always. Number 3, discover your unique purpose. You have to discover your unique purpose, right? Because if you do not do what you was called to do, it will not get done. Now, don't get that confused with the overall mission. God's word will not come back void. So the mission will get done. It's just the part that you were to play in that mission won't get done, but we'll figure it out. She can best and trust and believe that the mission will still get done, but the part that you were supposed to play, that part may not get done, right? Just like a movie, if you were supposed to appear in the scene and you didn't come in the scene and drop your line, guess what? The movie still goes on. Your part just didn't get done, right? Maybe it adjusted the context of the scene, but guess what? The master writer will readjust the script for those who have showed up and make everything right anyway. So the movie still gets done even if you don't show up, right? So find your unique purpose. Discover your unique purpose. You talked about the fact that you have certain passions that are within you. You can't identify where these passions came from because they came from your creator. And those passions are designed to keep you moving along a certain path so that you can discover your purpose. But too many times we walk away from our passion because we can't find any money in it. That's what the book Monetize My Life is all about. Find the money in your passion so you stay in your passion long enough to discover your purpose, right? Number 4, find inspiration in your suffering. Find inspiration in your suffering. I don't care how long you've been on this planet, how much longer you're going to be on this planet, the suffering will always be. You dictate the length of time that you spend in the storm by how well or how capable you are at finding inspiration in the struggle. We talked about what happened to Job. When you read the story of Job from the Bible, it says his servant came to give him some bad news. Before his servant finished talking, another servant came to give him more bad news. Before that servant finished talking, another servant came to give him bad news, lost everything. And he still tore his clothes, fell to the ground, and worshiped God. Are you able to worship and give God praise in the midst of your storm? Because if you can't, I can promise you this, that storm will be ever delayed. Why? Because the scripture says that God inhabits the praises of his people. And if you're in the middle of the storm and you want God to show up while you're in that storm, the way you get him to appear is by giving him praise, because that's where he shows up, in the praises of his people. So you dictate and determine how long you stay in that storm, in that season that you're going through in your life. So you got to be clear about that. All right, now, number 5, this is where it starts to get good, y'all. Number 5. And I know my man Evan can appreciate this, right? Number 5, and this is from Dr. George C. Fraser. I'm not making this up. I'm going to read from the book in a second. Number 5. Support your race or culture first. Number 5, support your race or culture first. Is everybody with that? Support your race or culture first. And I'm just going to talk about myself personally real quick. You guys notice how I went from the financial health mentor to the working class, to the financial health mentor to the Black community? That was something that I wrestled with for a while, trying to be politically correct, right? You guys notice how we went from Project 1000 to the Black Wealth Movement. because I had to fix right with me and in my spirit that it is completely and 100% okay for me to be for my people and about my people and not have to apologize for it. Support your race or culture first and don't apologize for it, because guess what? Ain't nobody else apologizing for doing the same thing. Nobody. Nobody. Right? And what has happened to us, especially us, when we start showing any amount of Black pride, any amount of cultural pride, then they throw the race card at us because they know we're messed up psychologically. So they start saying things like, that's reverse racism. But I want to help you guys understand something. A Black person in America can never be racist. I'm going to say this again. A Black person in America can never be racist. Now, we can be prejudiced as all get out, but we can never be racist. You guys hear that? We can be prejudiced as all get out, but we can never be racist, because a racist has the ability to affect the entirety of a people based on the decisions that they make out of that prejudice. You get that? A racist has the ability to affect the entirety of a people based out of the emotions or the feelings or whatever they get out of their prejudice. Tell me, what can Black people do in America right now that affects the entire white race in a negative way that will keep them down, that will keep them subjected? Nothing. Because we don't own and control nothing. Now, white people, on the other hand, own and control it all. So if they allow their prejudice to keep us down, they certainly can. Can a white person's prejudice keep a Black person from getting a job? Can a white person's prejudice keep the entire Black community from getting a quality education? Can white people's prejudice keep an entire community from getting access to capital? Abso-freaking-lutely. So be unapologetic about you looking after and supporting race first. And that does not make you a racist. Could make you prejudiced, but it doesn't make you racist. A racist has the ability to use prejudice as a weapon. Black people can't use prejudice as a weapon because we don't own systems that could affect the entirety of another culture. Just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. So number 5, support your race culture first and be unapologetic about it. So let me go into the text here and let me start reading some things, right? So I told you there was a bunch of quotes that goes along with this, right? We are Africans not because we are born in Africa, but because Africa is born in us. Look around you and behold us in our greatness. Greatness is an African possibility. You can make it yours. Chester Higgins Jr. I'll read that one more time. We are Africans not because we are born in Africa, but because Africa is born in us. Look around you and behold us in our greatness. Greatness is an African possibility. You can make it yours, right? I'm still working with my man, Javion, author of Sever the Middleman, because we coined the term Blackophobia, right? What is Blackophobia? It is Black folks' innate fear of heights. In other words, they're afraid of ascending to new heights. Blackophobia is Black folks' innate fear of their own greatness. That's why they live in self-sabotage. right? So we got some t-shirts coming that displays that definition, man. So just bear with me, it's coming, and you guys were supposed to hold me accountable for that, right? So that's number 5. Support your own race and culture first. Number 6, maintain ties to the extended family. Maintain ties to the extended family. It says, for I am my mother's daughter, and the drums of Africa still beat in my heart. They will not let me rest while there is a single Negro boy or girl without a chance to prove his worth. Mary McLeod Bethune. For I am my mother's daughter, and the drums of Africa still beat in my heart. They will not let me rest while there is a single Negro boy or girl without a chance to prove his worth. So the extended family here is a reference to our connection with the motherland. Evan is doing a wonderful job, man, of his import, bringing us materials and products, goods, and services directly from the motherland. What we've got to understand is that as we go, Africa goes. That is the greatest fear of mainstream power. See, Africa can stay in the state of being plumaged and pillaged as long as Black America stays in a subjective role. Because believe it or not, and the Minister Farrakhan talks about it all the time, man, believe it or not, there's only 40, 50 million Black people here in America. There's a couple billion Black people all over the world. And it's as funny as it may seem, those billions of Black people are not going to stand up until this 40, 50 million Black people stand up here in America. Those billions will not stand up until the few millions over here stand up. And that's the greatest fear. That's why the attack on the family, the Black family, is so incredibly intense. Why? Because family is the cornerstone of nation. And if you attack the Black family, you don't ever have to worry about a Black nation. It's greatest fear. Try to remember that. But guess what? We're building Black families, little pockets, little small little families that are about this legacy building, that is about this righteousness, that is about this improvement, it's about this upliftment of our people. And it's not going to be the whole 40 million of us. It's going to be a few thousand of us that's going to galvanize the 40 million. And the way we're going to do that is through manipulation, the same way that mainstream moves Black people now, through manipulation. It's going to take a few thousand of us to get a hold to some media. It's going to take a few thousand of us to get a hold to some organizations, to create some secret societies, to move the community in a certain way without them ever realizing they're being moved. Isn't that how we're controlled right now? They use media, they use secret society, they use laws, they use manipulation, and they move the entirety of our society without us even knowing that we're being guided like sheep to slaughter. We have to do the same thing for our own people. As unfortunate as it is, we can't just tell you straight up, hey, let's just get together, let's unite. We got to manipulate you to do the right freaking thing. That's okay. However, we got to get it done. It's going to get done. Trust and believe that, right? So I want to read this Black apology real quick. Then I've got a couple more points, and then I got my quote of the day, and then I've got to get out of here, y'all. This Black apology says, I'm sorry that I ignored your cry for help. I left the neighborhood, traveling down the road to success in a limousine by myself when there was room for many more. I got caught up in the champagne and caviar and soft leather seats and all that room as I stretched my weary legs, not realizing that when I reached my destination, I was still Black, but now alone. I don't want to be alone anymore. because having my family just feels more right. Is there anything I can do now to make your journey easier? Of course there is. Please take my hand, hold on tight, because together we can soar. I'm gonna read that one more time because I messed it up a little bit. I'm sorry that I ignored your cry for help. Can you guys see this coming from Michael Jordan? Can you see this? I want you to guys picture me as a I don't know, a LeBron James, a Tyler Perry, a Spike Lee, I don't know, your favorite entertainer, athlete, rapper, right? I'm sorry that I ignored your cry for help. I left the neighborhood, traveling down the road to success in a limousine by myself when there was room for many more. I got caught up in the champagne and caviar and soft leather seats and all that room as I stretched my weary legs, not realizing that when I reached my destination, I was still black, but alone. I don't want to be alone anymore because having my family just feels more right. Is there anything I can do now to make your journey easier? Of course there is. Please take my hand, hold on tight, because together we can soar. See, the problem we have that today is that those with consciousness have no capital, and those with the capital have no consciousness. But we're working on that, y'all. The Black Wealth Movement and the Build Black movement that Evan has got going on. We're working, y'all, to help those with the consciousness use simple strategy to build the wealth, because we know what y'all gonna do with the wealth. And we're gonna stop looking and pointing fingers at those with the capital and no consciousness and judging them for what they're not doing. No, that's wasting time. While I'm wasting time talking about what all of those with money ain't doing, I could be building wealth and using and continuing to grow my spiritual self so that when I get my money right, I can do what I'm charging them to do, and what I'm complaining that they're not doing, I can build my own wealth and do it my damn self. That's what we're talking about here. That's what the Black Wealth Movement is about. That's what the Black Wealth Movement is about. Those with capital have no consciousness. Those with consciousness have no capital. We're going to flip that on its head, and we're going to help those with the consciousness soon as they get out of their doggone way and stop tongue wrestling all the damn time and start putting their feet to the ground and doing something that's going to create some wealth. Now you have your money to move your agenda forward, and you don't have to wait on a handout. Principle number 7, achieve success. Was that right? Maintain time. Oh, the last principle is principle number 7, achieve success with dignity. Achieve success with dignity. I see the purple hearts. I appreciate that on Periscope. I appreciate that. I really do. I got about two hearts or something, right? I think on Periscope they count the hearts, right? That says relevance. So I know a couple of people I follow got millions of hearts, right? But I appreciate the hearts on Periscope. Achieve success with dignity, y'all. See, when I become a billionaire, I'm not going to point the finger at all the things that other Black billionaires didn't get done for us, all the other things that other wealthy millionaires didn't get done for us, because that was not the reason they attained their wealth. See, they didn't get wealthy with the community in mind. My sole purpose for reaching $1 billion success is for the community. So you can't get mad at somebody who achieved a certain level of success if their motive for achieving that certain level of success was not you in the first place. My motive for wealth is not me, guys. I had somebody over here yesterday, and I was talking about, we showed them the basketball court in the backyard. I said, yeah, man, I poured that concrete myself. I showed them my greenhouse. So yeah, I built that greenhouse myself. And I was talking to him about Black wealth and strategy and building wealth. And he said, damn, brother, what don't you do? And I'm bringing that up to say this. I'm not building wealth for me, because I can go outside and build me a fort out of a few twigs and live off dandelions. I don't need nothing from this world to survive. But what I do need wealth for is to rebuild the Black community. So I'm in pursuit of wealth for my community, not for me personally. If I was a single man, if I didn't have that beautiful lady laying back there and those wonderful children of mine, I would probably be a freaking hermit. I wouldn't be spending nothing with this system. I would probably be a freaking hermit. But my aspirations to build wealth is for my family. And when I say family, that's why principle number 6 is maintain ties to your extended family. I see so many people on Facebook bashing friends and family for not supporting their business. Let them people be, man. Just keep thriving, keep doing your thing and attracting those to you who want to be in your life, right? So it says, you see that from the start, we try to dignify our race. If I am to be commended for that, I am satisfied. The great Marcus Garvey. You will see that from the start, we try to dignify our race. If I am to be commended for that, I am satisfied. If I don't hit my goal, if I don't change the world, if I don't become a billionaire and buy whole towns and communities and rebuild them and create Black Wall Streets, little Africas all over this freaking planet, if I am commended for the attempt, I'm satisfied. Human dignity is more precious than prestige. Human dignity is more precious than prestige. And that's Claude McKay. I have to look Claude McKay up. So guys, sorry I have to abbreviate the show today, but I'm on my way to Atlanta to hook up with Evan Jefferson and some other friends. Appreciate you guys as always for tuning in this morning. Let me give you my quote of the day, man, because this goes right along with what we're speaking. It says, arise and answer this question about your job. Is this all they pay, or is this all they pay me? Listen to this, y'all. Arise and answer this question about your job. Is this all they pay, or is this all they pay me? And that's from Evan Jefferson. Guys, if you have not already pre-ordered your copy of the Black Billionaires Club, go to theblackbillionairesclub.com, the study of the 12 Black billionaires on the planet. This is a study for generations to come. And I love this whole concept, Evan. I love this whole principle, this whole idea, because I can see this book in several different iterations, several different paperback, leatherback, ebook, everything, several different copies in my libraries 100 years from now, and my children's children are still studying this work. If you want to be successful, you have to study successful people. And one thing that Marquell said yesterday, he said, I was working a job at a tire shop that did oil changes on 18-wheelers and big trucks. And he said, I looked at the price board, and the price board says the labor that you get in this place is $300 per hour. And he was making only $8 per hour. When you go into some of these shops, they have their price schedule on the board. It says these things are $300, to get some service in here will cost you $300 per hour. But he was making $8 per hour doing that work. And guess what? He could change oil on one of those big trucks in about 30 minutes. So that means what the work he was doing in an hour was netting the company $600 and he was getting $8. Keep telling y'all, man, if you don't understand business, if you don't understand business in a capitalistic society, you don't understand the rules of capitalism, you're a foreigner in your own land. As a business owner, I understand if I'm going to invest $8 into somebody for an hour of their time, best believe I'm going to make 10 or 20 times that. If not, then I'm not a solid business person myself. So whatever you're making per hour, understand that your company is making 10 or 20 times that off the efforts that you're putting in. So again, arise and answer this question about your job. Is this all they pay, or is this all they paid me? Evan Jefferson Fixes Broke. TheBlackBillionairesClub.com is where you can pre-order the copy of the book. It will be released July 4th. Right on schedule. It's already in print as we speak. So you can go pre-order your copy of that book right now. Also check out his website, ergj.net, for other broke antidotes, right? Evan Jefferson Fixes Broke. You go to ergj.net, you'll learn more about Club Millie. You'll learn more about his retirement review and all the other services that he offers, because he does fix broke, right? So with that, appreciate you guys for tuning in on this short show today. I'm going to get out of here, get packed up, and get on the road. Evan, I'll see you tomorrow morning, brother, for breakfast. And the rest of my folks in the ATL, traveling to the ATL so we can meet at this conference, where Black wealth is being created. I'm looking forward to hanging out with each and every one of you guys. I am your main man, H Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor to the Black community, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur. Until I talk to you guys next time, I want you to get your money up, because you absolutely can do it. Peace out, people.